Welcome to Cam Champions with Chongtham David. This is episode 1 of our brand new series, Solving Gate Chemical Science Questions. In this series, we'll dive into previous year questions, clear concepts, and build the strategies you need to crack Gate with confidence. Let's master chemistry one question at a time. Stay tuned, stay sharp. Let's begin the first episode. So, the first section will be the aptitude part. Let us go through this question. If the arrow denotes increasing order of intensity, then the meaning of the words sick, infirm, moribund is analogous to silly, blank, draft, arrow. Which one of the given options is appropriate to fill in the blank? Silly, then blank. The relationship between the words in the first set, sick, infirm, then moribund, is that they represent increasing order of intensity or seriousness of a condition. Similarly, in the second set, we can see silly, then vain, followed by draft. The words are arranged in increasing order of intensity or seriousness in terms of foolishness or lack of judgment. So, one answer is vain. Let us see question number 2. The 15 parts of the given figure are to be painted such that no two adjacent parts with shared boundaries, excluding the corners, have the same color. The minimum number of colors required is 4, 3, 5, and 6. Remember, we can't color with using only 3 colors, as given graph is a planar, so minimum number of colors required to is 4. Well-known four-color theorem says every planar graph is four-colorable. Option A. Question number 3. How many four-digit positive integers divisible by 3 can be formed using only the digits 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7, such that no digit appears more than once in the number 24, 48, 72, 12. To form a four-digit positive integer divisible by 3 using the digits, that is 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7, we need to consider the divisibility rule for 3, which states that the sum of the digits must be divisible by 3. So let's count the arrangement of the digits. There are 5, 4, 3, 2, which equals to 120 ways to arrange the digits to form the four-digit numbers. Now, a number is divisible by 3 when the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3. Let us group them into the first group. Grouping number 1. Group number 1, 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 equals 18. The second grouping is 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 7, 15. Using 1, 4, 6, 7, 4-digit positive integers, the possible ways are 4 factorial, which is 4, 3, 12, 12, 2, 24 ways. The total positive digit integers divisible by 3 would be 24 plus 24, that is 48. Question number 4. The sum of the following infinite series is. We can observe that each terms in the series can be expressed as, let us write here, 1 by n to the power p, where n is a power of 2 or 3 and p is the corresponding exponent. We also have sum equals to a divided by 1 minus r. R is t2 by t1. Let's break down the series into two parts, one for the powers of 2 and one for the powers of 3. 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8, according to the question, 1 by 9, 1 by 16, 1 by 27. Now let us group them, which is equals to 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4, 1 by 6, 8, 1 by 16, and so on. And 1 plus 1 by 3, 1 by 9, 1 by 27, and so on. So this term, the first term, I shall write it here, can be written as 1 divided by, using this formula, s equals to a 1 minus r. 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 minus 1 by 3. Simplify this. It gives 2 plus 3 by 2. So answer is 7 by 2. Option B. Question number 5. In an election, the share of valid votes received by 4 candidates A, B, C, and D is represented by the pie chart shown. The total number of votes cast in the election were 1,15,000, out of which 5,000 were invalid. So this is the pie chart, and based on data provided, the total number of valid votes received by the candidates B and C is. So to find the total number of valid votes received by candidates B and C, we need to first calculate the number of valid votes represented by its percentage, then sum of the valid votes for candidates B and candidate C. The given total valid votes, let's say, given total valid votes is equals to 1,15,000 minus, since there are 5,000 invalid votes, you have the subtracted value. These are invalid. So the subtraction would give rise to your valid vote, 1,10,000. Let us check for the first candidate A. Candidate A is, according to the pie chart, 40%. So 40% of 1,10,000 is equals to 0.4 into 110, that is 1,10,000. So answer is 44,000 votes. This much percentage can be converted to the number of total votes for A. If we look at candidate B, it is how many percentage? 25 percentage. So 25 percentage of 1 lakh, the valid vote is 1,10,000. You would be getting 0.25 into 1,10,000. You now have 27,500 votes. Let us check for candidate C. The given percentage is 20 percentage. So 20 percentage of 1 lakh 10,000 watts corresponds to 0.2 1 lakh 10,000. Answer is 22,000 watts. And for candidate C, we have 22,000. For candidate D, the given percentage is only 15 percentage of 1 lakh 10,000. Answer would be 0.15 into 1 lakh 10,000 equals to 16,500 votes. Now, the total number of valid votes received by candidate B and C in together, you would be getting this 2,27,500 plus 22,000 votes. So the sum total of candidate B and C vote would be 27,500 votes plus 22,000. 22,000. The answer would be 49,500 votes. So the total number of valid votes received by candidate B and C would be 49,500. Option B is the answer for question number 5. Question number 6. Thousands of years ago, some people began dairy farming. This coincided with the number of mutations in a particular gene that resulted uh, in these people developing the ability to digest dairy milk. Based on the passage, which of the following can be inferred? So this carries 2 marks. The passage mentions that thousands of years ago some people began dairy farming, and this coincided with mutations in a particular gene that led to the development of the ability to digest dairy milk. Therefore, the ability to digest dairy milk in human beings is attributed to a specific genetic mutation. The passage does not make any broad claims about all human beings being able to digest dairy milk, nor does it suggest that digestion of dairy milk is essential for all human beings. So, question number 6. In human beings, digestion of dairy milk resulted from a mutated gene is the answer. Coming to question number 7. The probability of a boy or a girl being born is 1 by 2 for a family having only 3 children. What is the probability of having 2 girls and 1 boy? Let me change the color to red. Okay. To find the probability of having 2 girl child and 1 boy child in a family with 3 children, we can use the binomial probability formula. The probability of getting exactly k successes, in this case having girls, and n trials, in this case having 3 children, when the probability of success on a single trial is p, that is the probability of having a girl, is given by this formula p x minus x n by k into p k 1 minus p n minus k. So in this scenario, we have n equals to 3 children, and k equals to 2. This is 2 girls, and p is equals to 1 by 2, which is the probability of having a girl child. Now let us plug in these values and see from the given formula, that is Px2. We have n equals to 3 by 2, P 1 by 2, 2, use this formula here given above. 1 minus P would be half to the power 3 minus 2, and thereby you can cancel this. This is the resultant 314, and Q would be half. So answer would be 3 by 8. Therefore, the probability of having 2 girls and 1 boy in a family with 3 children is 3 by 8, which corresponds to the first option. A is the answer to question number 7. Alright, let us read question number 8. Person 1 and person 2 invested in 3 mutual funds A, B, C. The amounts they invest in each of these mutual funds are given in the table. Person 1, person 2, mutual fund A is 10,000, 20,000 for person 1 and 2 in respective mutual fund A. And in the case of B, 20,000, 15,000 for person 1 and 2 respectively, 10,000 and 15,000 respectively for person 1 and 2 in mutual fund C. At the end of the year, 1 year, the total amount of that person 1 gets is 500 more than that of the person 2. The annual rate of return for the mutual funds B and C is 15% each. What is the annual rate of return for the mutual fund A? So for mutual fund B and C, for mutual fund, we can shorten it as MF, B and C. P1 invested. P1 invested 40,000 at the rate of 15%, because we're considering this 20K and 20K. And person 2, let us say P2, invested 30K, 30,000 at the rate of 15%. You know how I'm getting this 30,000? 15 and 15 plus 20 and 20, 40K. But here the difference is P1 exceeds P2 by 11,500. Getting, right? P1 exceeds P2 by 11,500. If you take the sum of this, you get 50,000, and the person 2, you get 50,000 each. But after involving on all these mutual funds B and C, B, C and A, P1 exceeds P2 by another 500 rupees. So the difference in return of mutual fund A is 11,000, which is equals to 20K minus 10K into X by 100. We shall calculate this X 100 into 11,000 by 10K. So X equals to 110, and rate will be 110 will be 10%. Question number 9. 3 different views of a die are shown in the figure below. The piece of paper that can be folded to make these dies. Yes. From the first view of the dice, it is clear that opposite face of 4 is either 2 or 3 or even 6, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now already 4, 5 and 1, they are already taking the sides. So it can be either 2, 3 or 6. Now from the second view of dice, it is clear that the opposite 4 can't be 3 and 6. It can't be 3 and 6. So opposite of 4 must be 2. We can conclude here. The opposite side of 4 is 2. So let us write it here somewhere else to make things simple. Let us draw a cube. If this is 4, let me project it here. 2 would be the opposite face, right? And opposite face of 5 is either 3 or 6. So 5 is either, this should be either 3 or 6. Now from the third view of the dice, it is clear that opposite of 5 can't be 6. Opposite of 5 can't be 6. This is from this third die. So it has to be 3. And the rest opposite face of 1 is 6. So 4 is opposite to 2, 5 is opposite to 3, and 1 is opposite to 6. Now options are given in the unfolded shape of the dice. So to visualize how to make it as a folded dice, we can refer here and here. Hence, the answer is A. Question number 10. Visualize two identical right circular cones such that one is inverted over the other and they share a common circular base. If cutting plane passes through the vertices of the assembled cones, what shape does the outer boundary of the resulting cross-section makes? According to the question, this is a cone. And the vertices, let us say, vertices. This is also your vertices. Sides are equal. Now for the first part, I'm going to rotate this like this. This is the first part of the cone. Let us write here part 1. And the second part would be, let us say, this is the second part. And this is your cross-sectional area. Now cross-section is similar to a rhombus. It will look like this. This is the cross-section and this is a rhombus. The cross-section is a rhombus. So in this scenario, the outer boundary of the resulting cross-section does not form an ellipse, but rather a rhombus. So let's analyze this each option. Let us cut the plane. The plane will intersect both cones at an angle, forming a diagonal across the combined shape. That is the first point. First point is by cutting plane. And the second analysis by equal intersection. So since the cutting plane passes through the vertices of both the cones, it bisects the height of each cone at the same point. This is crucial. And point number 3 we can analyze is by rhombus formation. By rhombus formation. Due to the equal bisection of height and the shared base, the intersection with each one creates two congruent isosceles triangles. that share a base. Combining these triangles forms a rhombus. The key point is the equal bisection of the height, which leads to the formation of congruent triangles and consequently a rhombus. While the cross section may appear elliptical at the first glance, a closer analysis reveals the presence of four equal sides and opposite angles, defining a rhombus. Therefore, the correct answer is A, a rhombus. Okay, we'll move on to the technical section in the next episode.